Herkese merhaba arkadaşlar. The Witcher 2 ile kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Geçen bölümde bize hainlik yapan o kara vardı ya. Şu an adını unuttum ama zaten bekliyorduk böyle bir hamleyi. Güçlendirmemiz olduğu için şimdi hızlı ilerlemek istiyorum. Güçlendirmeler falan aldık. Şimdi o kadının yanına gidiyoruz. Ya bir de böyle bulmacalar falan var. Adamı hasta ediyorlar. Nereden gideceğim ben bu adam? Alo. Dışarı çıkabilir miyim? Sanırım buradan. Ben buradan gelmiştim gibi. Sanki. Acaba yukarıdan mı ya? Buradan çıkış var mı? Bilmiyorum ki. Dur. Aç bakayım. Yukarıdan çıkış da olabilir biliyor musun? Mesela buradan dışarı çıkılıyor. Buradan nereye çıkılıyor? Şimdi bir daha oradan yol çünkü uzuyor. Aynen. Tamam. Şimdi benim bu adamlara görünmeden gitmem lazım. Dur. Bir dur. Büyük elçinin zirvesi nasıl? Ya şura çok kötü ya.
I remember you.
It's a brazen attack.
Bir dakika.
King Radovid will learn of this.
Gerçekten bu yol hiç sevmedim bu haritayı. Bu haritayı bir an önce bitirsek de rahatlasak valla. Dur bakayım şu yoldan bir daha gideyim. Gerçekten hiç güzel bir yol değil. Aha. Selamünaleyküm.
In a hurry to see the deliberations.
Here on urgent business.
Evet.
Your dress seems to confirm it. Excuse you indeed. I suppose I couldn't much care. I've heard what I came to hear.
Yani.
What, pray tell, was that?
The rightful heir will ascend to the Edirnian throne. There will be peace in the land. What more could one want?
Prince Stennis is here?
King Stennis. Crowned 2 days past in Vengerberg. Merely sent a messenger here. All those present promptly agreed that he will make a good ruler.
Diyorsun. Bizim Stannis de... Aha dur.
Prince Stennis, a poisoner, coward, and schemer. He trembled with disgust when he spoke to the peasants. Disdain flowed from him like vomit. But he didn't deserve to be lynched. That was not the justice Saskia fought for. Prince Stennis I, son of
Biz bunu kurtarmıştı.
became the 17th king of Edirn.
Aynen.
He
Hatırladım.
won the hearts of the people. They saw him as the hope of the nation. The realm, ravaged by war, needed a ruler sensitive to the plight of his subjects. King Stennis I was just that.
Aynen. Biz bunu kurtarmıştık hatırladım. Şeylerden, köylülerden. Tamam da onlar ne alakası var? Abi bizim şu an... Ya orası ya başka bir şey yok şu an. Bu arada şeyi kaydet oyunu. Tabii ki. Şurada kaydet bakayım.
I see
Geldim.
you took care of the guards.
I hate those monastic curs.
They're not paragons of virtue, true, but they were just doing their job.
Then they didn't do it well enough. Can we go now?
Yani.
Yes, let's go.
Hadi gidelim.
Time to finish it.
Acaba bir şey mi vardı? Yoktu. Aha. Konser toplantısı. Uş.
Whether you like it or not, John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of Kedwin and Redania will end the fighting among the elder houses and secure peace from Gorsvelen to Ellender. At present, Temeria is starting to resemble the Pontar Valley.
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Edirn.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free? What precisely does that mean?
Lawmark is not Kedwin's, and Edirn no longer controls Upper Edirn. We have rejected Prince Stennis.
king, Stennis.
And handed King Henselt's army a resounding defeat.
Your forces, my dear lass, are nothing but a motley array of rebellious peasants and elven brigands. Sooner or later, they will need to swear allegiance to someone, or they will be defeated and dispersed.
The peoples of the Pontar Valley will swear allegiance to me, Queen Saskia.
Oba.
As an independent realm, we hereby speak in favor of reconstituting the Council and Conclave.
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from common stock. The sole crown you are worthy of donning is a wreath woven of wildflowers. Redania will recognize no other coronation.
In that case, you must choose King Radovid. Will you carve up Temeria, or march on the Pontar Valley? Henselt, last of the line of the unicorns, has sworn to recognize the Pontar Valley as a free realm. Philippa Eilhart witnessed it.
Philippa Eilhart is in my dungeon, awaiting trial for treason.
She was in your dungeon, Radovid, but is no longer. She will sit at my side in Vergen as my royal advisor.
Everything we did in Vergen will be in vain.
Aynen öyle.
There's still hope. We have the dagger.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously
Olaylar çıkacak ha.
ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Planet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanseville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherd at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
My kings, before you sign this document, please hear me out.
Olay çıkacak.
Excellency, with all due
Yes, sir.
respect, this matter does not concern Nilfgaard in the least.
I am here at King Henselt's bidding. Will you deny my right to speak?
Ya ne oldu? Hoş.
What is the meaning of this?
This man tried to kill me this morning. He attempted to take an Imperial envoy's life in your lands.
I presume he was interrogated.
He confessed. Foltest and Demiven died by his hand. He also revealed the identity of his employers.
Sorceresses. They helped me with my assassinations.
Aha.
Speak on. The Lodge of Sorceresses sought to remove those rulers who acted against the will of mages.
Lodge of Sorceresses.
We have compiled a list. Philippa
Oba.
Eilhart,
Aha.
Margarita Loantil, Tris Merigold, Kira Metz, Francesca Findabair, Ida Amin, and finally, Sheila de Tanzavir.
Hayırlı işler.
To my deepest regret, two Nilfgaardian sorceresses, Sira Varane and Fringa de Vigo, were also members. The Emperor will
Oba.
deal with them accordingly.
Harbi olay çıkacak.
Our queen left to powder her nose.
Olay çıkacak harbi diyor.
Your Majesty, what's the meaning of this?
Arrest them all. Your document will have to wait, Honorable Sorceress.
Hadi bakayım.
You have no right.
Surrender now if you don't want another massacre, this time in Lochmuin. A court of law will reveal the traitors.
Çok iyi. La bu nasıl geldi? Lan. Lan. Nasıl görmedik biz onun şey olduğunu? Ejderha olduğunu? Saçma. Selamünaleyküm. Uyu. Tamam. Dur lan dur hallet. Ejderhayı. Ne bileyim dur. Dur bir kaydet de dur. Ejderhayı hakta diyor ya. Şaka gibi ya. Lan oğlum seni öldürmek istemiyorum ama.
You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else.
Tabi.
If I have to, I will kill you.
Oy. Dur lan niye yakıyorsun beni? Lan.
How do you like my dragon?
Beğenmedim.
Tell him now!
Eyvah.
I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Synthesis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edern would eventually choke to death under his rule. He chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? But can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it.
Görüşeceğiz.
This is your end, witch.
Gel bakayım gel.
Farewell! Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed. I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
Neyi sökeyim?
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Tamam.
Farewell, Witcher.
Aha da gitti. Oğlum ben nasıl yeneceğim seni? Şaka mı bu? Oğlum. Şaka mı bu? Bu ne? Ben buna başka bir şey yapmam lazım. Ne yapmam lazım? Hiçbir şey yok ya. Ateş zaten işlemez. Yok anasının gözü. Yok anasının gözü. Yandım oğlum, yandım. Yok artık. Lan dibimde ejderha var. Hakla diyor bir de, şaka yapar gibi. Nasıl haklayacağım onu ben? Bana bir mantıkla bir açıklama sunar mısın? Koskoca ejderhayı hakla diyor bana. Komik. Gerçekten komik. Acaba nereden başlayacak? Az dur. Aha.
Take that.
Hayır. Yavaş vurdum. Ateşinde ateşinde şey yapmamam lazım ama dur lan, vurdum. Bir daha. Bir şeyler yaptım ama vallahi yalandan vurdum ha, öldürürüm diye. Oyun kaydedildi mi? Nereye gideceğim? Sormasayım. Sorabilir miyim? Aşağı mı gideceğim? Yo. Tırman mı? Oha. Bir dakika, bir şey kullanabiliyor muyum? Allah'ın istiyorsan. Dur bir dakika, meditasyon yapmam lazım. Vallahi yapıyorum. Şunu bir içsene. Ejderhayı hakla diyor yani. Kolay iş değil. Aynen öyle. Sonra baba dur. Bir dakika. Önce sakin olacağız. Tamam mı? Allah, şu zırhı alabilirim. Kanamaya karşı direnç. Yani şu olabilir. Yerleşti bakalım. Evet, güzel. İzin yok. Tamam, olabilir. Şunları yaparız. Zehir. Aa, zehir de olabilir ha. Düşmanları zehirler. Şu olabilir. Büyük ihtimal bunu kullanacağım zaten. Yes. Evet, tamam. Tamam. Şöyle bir kaydet bakayım. Kaydetme yok tabi. Olabilir. Ama bu da tırmanma vardır ya. Aynen. Evet. Selamünaleyküm.
Damn monsters.
Ne yapacaksın oğlum? Ay. Yakma la. Gel gel. Oha, kaçamıyorum. Yandım alo. Öldüm. Baba sıkıntı. Biraz sıkıntı. Ben nasıl yakalayacağım bunu? Şimdi hepsi gitti değil mi? Gel bakalım.
Come on!
Yavaş. Yavaş ulan ayı. Yavaş yavaş. Yavaş. Oğlum çıksana yüzüne. Bak ya. Yavaş. Baba bak gene geliyor. Baba vicdansıza bak. Gel buraya. Gel la buraya. Vuruyor mu anlamadım ki. Vurdum herhalde. Vuruyorum herhalde ya. Anladığım kadarıyla vuruyorum. Ulan manyak dur. Dur alacağım seni bu sefer. Ne vurdu? Gel buraya gel. Gel buraya gel. Al işte. Neredesin lan? Vurdu lan. Yakma beni. Yakıyor manyak. Dur. Vallahi manyak.
Too old for this.
Bak ya. Ya buraya gel. Yakaladım oğlum seni bu sefer. Gel. Öyle yakarsınız. Öl lan. Dur lan. Öleceksin oğlum. Kaç. Aha da aldım seni. Gel buraya gel. Aha da aldım. Ne oldu? Aldım değil mi? Oy ne yapacağım şimdi? Of, ne oldu lan? Ne oldu oğlum? Ne oldu? Dur lan bir şey yapacağım mı? Dur aldım herhalde. Oy. Oy. Vay be. Ne aldım? Ne oldu lan? Kaç kere denedim var ya? Kaç kere. Sonunda çözdüm ya. Tabii ben size büyük ihtimal keserim buraları. Yani. Keserim ama var ya zorladı. Rahat dur. Öldürmeseydin kardeş. Benden mi oldu şimdi bu? Öldü mü?
I think we can skip the niceties.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yet I sense your readiness to fight on.
Yani güvenirim ya.
We were fighting to the death just minutes ago.
I understand. I believe I owe you part of my treasure. Family tradition and all.
No need. Can you make it back to Vergen?
I think so. I've always healed quickly in the past.
Bir gezine başka bir ejderha karşılaş. Aynen kaçtı dur. Onu diyelim.
Philippa took advantage of the chaos and escaped. Think she could reveal your secret?
It's nothing I can control. I don't intend to pursue her. We may or may not meet again, but I shall leave that to fate.
She's not one to give up easily. I think she'll come after you again, try to take control, as soon as she's done licking her wounds.
I shall be cautious next time, and I know much more about Eilhart than she would ever wish.
Nasıl dur soracağım.
Wish. Interesting.
I obeyed Philippa, but I was not blind. We were close, and Eilhart could not keep all her secrets concealed. I know her weakness, something that can destroy her in an instant.
Valuable and dangerous knowledge.
Precisely why I'll keep it to myself.
Vay. Gonca'nın planları suya düştü. Büyüden ilk önünde.
Tell me what'll happen to Yorvith now.
Let's be honest. He's a terrorist. I'll not lie about him nor whitewash his deeds. He must earn respect on his own, and perhaps, a few generations on, humans will forget.
Did you intend just to use him?
Geralt, Yorvith has killed more humans than you've eaten chickens. He's not one to be used. It's not that simple. He came to believe in me and knew from the start what we were fighting for. He made a choice.
Sure you don't know what I'm talking about? Those baby doe eyes, that intense misty gaze, the pouting.
We shared a cause, fought side by side.
Yorvith did and would do anything for you. Question is, what are you prepared to do for him?
There will always be a place for the Scoia'tael in the free Pontar Valley. As to Yorvith himself, I've heard many say crude things about us. Thing is, as long as I can remember, I've found dwarves fascinating. Must be a dragon thing. And though preferable to a human, an elf would be a compromise.
Saçma sapan konuşuyorsun. Vallahi.
You know, you're not the first dragon I've talked to.
You met my father, Villain Trettenmirth, known also as Bork Three Jackdaws.
I thought he couldn't have children.
He thought so as well.
Polymorphing. Did you get that from him?
Just a hint of it. I can only assume one human form. He could transform into anyone he liked.
You also don't have his quickness and reflexes. And I don't think I saw a single golden scale on you.
Nor do I have his mustache or paunch. Sorry to disappoint you.
Professional curiosity. Forgive me. Where is Bork these days?
Who can know that? He taught me what he thought I should know and flew off yonder. It's the dragon's way. And he gave me my name.
Synthesis, if I heard right.
I prefer being Saskia.
Sheila and Philippa have lost. The Lodge has been defeated.
That's good, though temporary. I fear we shall hear of them again.
You know, Emir's armies have crossed the Yaruga.
I expected as much, as did Philippa. We defeated the Edirnian lords and Henselt. With a bit of luck, we'll defeat the Emperor as well.
Time I was on my way.
Aynen.
You shall always be a welcome guest in Vergen. I underline guest.
Don't worry. I'm only ever a visitor.
I know. Sometimes I wish I could see the future, like my father.
And sometimes it's better to be surprised.
Farewell, Witcher.
Görüşürüz. Evet. Daha sirenleri yakalıyorlar. Aha. Ne oluyor la o da? Kaza mı oturtturdunuz lan? Oo. Olaylar.
Your handiwork, son. In the beginning, there was chaos.
Ulan bayağı acayip zorlandım şaka maka. Bir daha söylemem lazım ejderhada. Şimdi ne yapacağız? Sonuç mu? La bitti mi? Yok artık. Her yeri açma yok. Biz tek kılıç yönünden gittik. Ben zannediyorum bütün hepsi açılacak. Açılmıyor. Öyle olacağını bilseydim. Sanırım bitti.
What happened to Saskia?
She's alive. Wounded from our scrap, but alive. She impaled herself on a tree, and then I had to use that dagger. But she'll make it. Mountain air is good for a dragon's hide.
You're the most noble human I know, Gwynblade.
I'm no human.
I'm glad you reminded me. My hatred for the species abated for a moment.
What about Letho?
Strange thing. He sits in the Temerians' former camp. I believe he awaits you.
How do you know?
I saw him. He's got Triss.
Let's go. Tell me what happened here on the way.
While you were fighting Saskia, the city was staged to a bloody spectacle.
The players?
There were many. At first, it was a hunt for the traitors, but it soon turned into a hunt for all mages. And there were a few skirmishes between Kedweni, Redane...
Bu arada kaydet.
Rape, pillage and...
Şey ne oldu? Yetenek falan geldi. Bu arada bunların hepsine gerek yokmuş ha. Vay anasını. Vallahi gerek yokmuş. Olaya bak. Ne hepsini almışım zaten. Ne bir tek bunu. Arkadan bıçaklandın. Ha yap bunu. O da full.
The kings with their choice units left the city just after the dragon attacked.
Diyorsun.
And the Nilfgaardians?
Remained neutral. That is to say, they shot anyone who dared approach their camp.
Vallahi olaylar. Benim bir yerden gitmem lazım. Nereden gideceğim? Ha şurada. Çekilir misin? Şöyle aşağı ineceğiz. İn bakayım. Oğlum asmışlar lan paso adamları. Dur bakalım son noktayı koyacağız. Aha.
When we're done with you, you'll be a lump of whimpering meat.
Bak. Ne yapıyorsunuz?
Elf! Killed an non-human.
Siz ciddi misiniz? Ya bunlar şaka maka ciddi konuşuyor ya. Oğlum biz Ejderha'yı öldürdük ha. Ne oldu? Ya bunlar ciddi bize saldırmaya kalktılar. Yürek yemişler.
Beasts! Bloody sons of bitches!
Will you be all right?
Yes, thank you. Leave me.
What happened here?
When the summit ended, we hid in one of the houses, but they found us. They cut off both my sister's hands so she wouldn't cast spells. But I managed to escape.
Yok artık.
They caught me here.
Let's go, Gwynblade. This is madness.
Bence de.
Lochmuin has changed. That's what it looks like now.
Ortada bayağı şerefsiz var ya, dur. Abo. İşte şu sahneye geçelim, ölürüz filan.
I think I heard something.
Imperial troops.
Al işte.
Long live the Emperor!
La oğlum.
Die, dog!
Siz benimle dalga mı geçiyorsunuz? Ah ne oldu? Şu arkadakini öldü. Şunu bir hallet bak. Dur lan. Şöyle alalım. Babası ona. Çok iyi tam hareket. Ne oldu lan? Evet. Sonra.
Finish your story.
Nereden gideceğim? Sanırım böyle. Sonra buraya. Oğlum siz ne yapıyorsunuz la burada?
Is Triss all right?
Vay vay vay vay vay.
Stop, Yorvith. I'm going alone.
Aynen.
Why?
This is between the two of us. Take care of Triss until I return.
Your choice.
Mine, indeed. There's one more thing you need to know. Nilfgaard's armies have crossed the Yaruga. War is inevitable.
Vafail, Gwynblade. Don't get killed.
O biraz
Farewell,
kolaydı.
Yorvith. If I don't return within the hour, find Saskia and leave without me. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians and defended me from the troops.
It's time to end this. Yorvith's waiting. I'll catch up with you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Evet.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
İnşallah.
I won't.
Evet kardeş. Evet kardeş. Kardeş. Bir dakikanı rica edeceğim. Geliyorum. Bir dakikanı rica edeceğim. Tamam, olmuyor olabilir. Şimdi kanamayı arttırır. Güzel. Selamünaleyküm. Evet. Başlayalım mı?
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
Yani.
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
Almayı.
I only drink with friends.
What about old acquaintances? Hey?
Başlıyoruz mu?
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Aynen.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
Gene bir şeyler
The
hatırlıyorsun.
winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Vay.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the hanged man's tree and the wild hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Aynen soralım bunları ya.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
Aynen bilelim.
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
Allah Allah.
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sarret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful, no violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
Bayağı olay olmuş.
So she's in the Empire.
She was when I left.
Vay vay vay.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No market square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The the most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
Vay be. Neden imparatorluk casusu oldu?
How did a Witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago. And Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Vay vay vay. Onu en son söyleyeceğim.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come.
Vay be.
The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Oh, oh, oh, oh. Oh maşallah, şeyi soramadık ya. Hadi bitirelim. Şuraya baksana. Nereden biliyordun filan. Baksana şuraya, bir dünya şey var. Tamam, daha bence yeter. Hadi.
Done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
Yani.
Vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here.
Hadi bakalım.
The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Ne yapsak? Öldürsek mi? O kadar imparatoru filan öldürdü. O kadar şey açıkladı bize. Mesela dövüşten önce bekledi. Bence dövüşmeyelim ya. Hep öldürmek zorunda değiliz abi. Sonuçta yani bize nasıl diyeyim? Evet doğru, kralı öldürdü, seviyorduk filan kralları filan ama hainlik de yaptı ama sonuçta bizi açıkladı, bizi bekledi. Bence öldürmek, zaten ben öldürene kadar devam edecek. Bence öldürmeyelim ya. Git ya. Git. Aynen.
Just like that. No threats.
Yok.
No words of wisdom.
Are you going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Bence hak etti öldürünmemeyi. Ya öldürebilirdik de. Hainlik çıkarsa öldürürüz abi, sıkıntı yok. Gene ne oldu? Ulan ne oyundu ya. Gene imparatorluk hainlik çıkardı. Her zaman gibi. Sayılmayan hikaye. Sahiller.
The
Kullanmışlar.
Witcher traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels, Bernard Laredo amongst the latter. Laredo sold Flotsam to Kedwen and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds. Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled. In Edirn, the Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragon Slayer achieve a great victory. The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Edirn, became a promised land for outcasts who dared dream of freedom. Even sly old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds have been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death. Stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwen divided it between them.
Gene bunlar kazandı. Aralarında bölüştü.
A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirn, and Kedwen would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued.
Vay be,
it was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the day seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Vay be. Ben bu da şimdi telif hakkı yer miyim ya? Yerse kapatırız ya. Ama yok herhalde ya. Aa dur. Tamam geçebiliyorsun. Dur bakalım. Vay be. 2'yi de bitirdik ya lan. Zaman geçiyor lan. Vallahi. Bir bakışta aldı. Allah şunu demek lazım. Yalan yok, güzel oyundu. Yani zordu biraz da Witcher 1'e göre. Şimdi ne oluyor? Gene bunlar mı savaşıyor? Niye böyle bir şey oldu şimdi? Biz kurtarıyoruz, savaş çıkıyor. Yani. Bu muydu? Vay anasını. Vay anasını. Ne oyundu be. Ben hepsini yapacağız zannediyordum. O upgrade'ler var ya, kendi yüzümüz C tuşuna basıp karakterin demek hepsi olmuyor. Bir yere yöneliyorsun. Anladım ya, büyücü yapabiliyorsun. Onlarla da efsane olabiliyor anladığım kadarıyla. Yani biz kılıç falan kullanırız dedik. Yani birden Allah için daha iyi. Bir de güzeldi. 2 biraz daha zordu. 3'ü tahmin edebilirim. Yani zaten 3 efsane diyorlar değil mi? 3. Yani böylelikle ulan ne oyundu be. Ejderha adamı çok zorlandı. Güzel oyundu. Ay, ne anlatabiliriz başka oyun hakkında? Anlatabilecek pek bir şeyimiz yok yani. Ne anlatabilirim ki? Oyun çok güzeldi. Yani böylelikle bir oyunda üzülerek söylüyorum ki The Witcher 2'min benim açımdan üzülerek bitmiş oluyor. The Witcher 3 ile orada neler olur bilemem ama bunun devamı olabilir. Çünkü bu 2'de 1'in empoze ettiler. Ben şimdi karakterlere falan 2 ay tam hakim olamıyorum. Çünkü unutuyorum çok. Çok unutkanlık oluyor. Bakmam lazım filan da. Tam anlayamıyorum. Ama güzeldi. Yalan yok. O yüzden The Witcher 3 ile kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. The Witcher 2 bu kadardı. Kapatalım ya. Kendinize çok iyi bakın. Hoşçakalın.